Had no idea you were, and those muscles there are very tight. So as we detox the next 55 minutes, I'd like you to think of self-love. One of my favorite quotes by Diane von Furstenberg is, "The only relationship you'll have in your whole life is the one with yourself. The most important relationship you'll have in your life is the one you have with yourself, because truly at the end of it all, at the end of the day, at the end of the year, at the end of your life, you are with yourself." So that's what I'd like to focus and kind of hone in on this morning. So as you're on your back in Supta Baddha Konasana, if you haven't already, maybe start to just gently check in with the neck and just take little neck side to side movement. Maybe you get up into the top of the head a little bit, then you tuck the chin down, clearing out the throat. Couple more. And now we'll come into Uppanasana. So hugging the knees into the chest. Maybe you interlace the hands, if you're warm enough, underneath the soles of the feet. And I like to take this one into a little gentle rock side to side. Pointing, flexing the toes, checking in with your feet. Your feet do so much for you every day, all day. And so do your hands. So sending a little self-love to our feet, to our hands, to our own self-care, our own self-love. Let's extend the legs up and check in with the hamstring group. Getting into the sitting bones here, where the hamstrings connect up into the region of the pelvis area. And I like to take little gentle rocks here, pointing, flexing, kind of working out any issues in my joints. All with keeping the face soft after that nice massage. Come back to that thought of how great it felt to have your face, muscles, mind in a relaxed state throughout your entire practice this morning. All right, draw the knees back into the chest, and let's just rock and roll a couple times. So 2 times, all the way through the spine. Get any little kinks out. 1 more. And then finding our tabletop. But let's think about our tabletop a little differently this morning. Again, we're going to draw the belly in, and we're really glomming the hands down onto the mat. They're not just there. There's a force. You're pressing the mat away just as much as gravity is keeping you grounded on your mat. And then come to the insides of the knees and think of all the toenails touching the mat. So here we are, you're like a table. So you've got something on your back here. You don't want to spill it. So let's extend the left leg. You have the control here. Now watch the dumping that might have just happened in that right hip joint. I like to take my hand and really place it there and see if I can make any sort of adjustment. When you have that, extend your right arm out. Take a big breath in. Now exhale, let's go to airplane. So I'm not really warm yet, so I'm probably going to take my right hand to 2 o'clock and my left maybe around 8 o'clock. Back to the center, inhale. Don't spill what's on the table here. Exhale, airplane, maybe you go a little wider, a little deeper. 2 more, so 4 all together. Exhale, warming up large muscle groups here. 1 more. Now drop the right hand, curl the right toes, and just hover the knee an inch off the mat. Breathe in. Let's create some heat here. Breathe out. And then breathe in, 3-legged down dog. Left leg is high to the sky. Open up the hip. Gaze under the left arm. Gaze under the right arm. Come back to the left and bend the knee. Find your breath as you actively press the left knee up higher and the right heel down lower. You can take this awkward arm balance if you're ready, where you drop down to your right forearm. There is an actual arm balance here. I'm just going to stay here in our little warm up. Little circles if you want to take them, but try to keep the circles really small. The tendency here is to go big, at least it is with me. Keep them small. And then exhale, come in like you went out. So drop down and just hover that right knee. Gaze, dristy is forward, tabletop. Inhale, right leg. You have 4 of these. And the left arm. Press up and out of the right shoulder joint here. And then exhale, maybe you're at 10 and 4, inhale back to center. Okay, I already feel like I'm getting warmer because I've engaged and activated blood flow to my big muscle groups. 2 more. Last one, inhale, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Maybe go further this time. Drop the left hand, curl the left toes, hover. Breathe in. Create some internal raja, internal heat, and then breathe out. Right leg comes up high, 3-legged down dog. Equal weight in both hands and shoulders. Press down into the left heel, press up into the right knee, bend the knee, little circles. And if you haven't already, begin to tap into your Ujjayi breath, your Darth Vader or ocean-like breath. Bend the left knee and hover, gaze forward, and back to tabletop. Cat, cow, let's start with cat, so a little different. Cat, let's inhale. Cow, let's exhale, mixing it up just a tad. Cat, inhale. Cow, exhale. I'm going to mix it up even more, turning my wrists so they're facing forward. So cat, inhale, really lift the middle of the back high towards the sky or the ceiling. And then exhale, cow. 1 more. Inhale, angry cat here. Or maybe just stretchy cat. And then exhale. All right. Come on into downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Savasana. If your heels, you can see them, make them high. So get them behind your foot. For me, it's just a very slight pigeon toe. And then take the gaze up maybe to the knees. You want to stretch the back of the neck, maybe take the gaze up to the where your legs meet your torso. Take a breath in. Take a breath out of the mouth here. Breath in. Breath out, mouth. 1 more breath in. Breath out, mouth. Look forward. This time, let's walk our hands back to our feet. Heel toe the feet together. Drop the head, drop the ego. This is all about your own personal relationship, your own personal experience. What feels good? Be organic, be playful. I like to make fists with my wrists and kind of press them down into the mat, really stretching in the tendons and the ligaments. I've been doing a lot of household work, painting windows and doing all sorts of yard work, bags of leaves. My wrists are really sensitive. So I'm going to honor where I'm at. It's not going to be this way forever, right? Walk the hands out, Palakasana, plank pose. Set yourself up for success. This might be your first plank pose. So if it is, maybe you're going to drop to your knees, but press into the balls of the feet and actively press the heels away. Take the gaze forward. Careful not to hyperextend the neck though. And pull the belly button in and send your scapulas, your shoulders, your shoulder blades apart just another little bit. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Creating internal heat, firing up. And then exhale, lower all the way down. You can take your knees, chin, and chest, or you can come all the way down using the strength of the arms. Cobra, but let's bring the hands back further than we normally take them. So you're down in the lower ribs here. Draw the elbows together. When you do that, you automatically come up just a little bit higher. Try not to add a lot into the legs here. Make your torso, make your back muscles do the work here. Take another breath in. And then breath out, shin to mat. Let's flow 3 more times. Breath in, up. Breath out, down. 2 more, breath in. And out. 1 more in. And out. Curl the toes, right leg comes up high. Take the leg to the outside of the foot, or take the leg to the outside of the hand, or your lizard or your dragon. Depends on how warm you are. You have 5 breaths to play here or to stay and be stagnant within this yin pose. I tend to like to kind of play around at the beginning of my practice to kind of assess and see where I'm at. What is going on in my right hip? What does my hamstring feel like on the right? What does my psoas feel like on the left? If you're really warm and you want to take a bind already, detoxing is all about our binds, all about our twists. 2 more breaths. One more. Good. Drop the hands down. Now heel toe that right foot over to the left. Just a little pigeon exercise here. Just opening the hips up. So I'm dropping the right knee down, kind of hovering over the right wrist, lifting it back up, dropping it back down, lift 1 more time. Now hands are planted. Can you lift, curl your left toes? Can you lift your right leg without sweeping or dragging it? Use your core. And exhale, lower it down. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale. Exhale any way you'd like to. Left leg comes up. And we bring it to the outside of the left hand. 5 breaths again to play or to stay. Your traditional dragon or lizard, it's also called, that knee is tracking over the ankle. Careful not to hyperextend. But if you've been practicing a while, play around. You took the bind, try to take the bind here. That was my shoulder that just popped. 2 more breaths. Last breath in, nose. Keep the heat, so out, nose. Same thing here. Heel toe, the left foot over to the right. Just a little rocking half pigeon here. Drop the knee, bring it back up. 2 more. drop. Again, glom the hands. Can you lift without sweeping? Downward facing dog. Look forward, step the feet forward. A couple sun salutation A. So here we are, Uttanasana. Ardha Uttanasana. Come all the way up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Samastatihi. My intention is having a healthy personal relationship with me. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Exhale, Ardha Uttanasana. And continue the exhale as you come through your chaturanga. You can stay on those knees and either cobra or upward facing, downward facing. Breath in, breath out. Next breath in, look forward. So it's a long breath and it's a couple movement. Forward fold. Sun breath. Right back down. Flat back. Hopper step. Upward facing. Downward facing. One breath. This is your charging station here. You can stay here. You can always drop down to child's pose as well. On the next breath in, look forward. Working on your hopping. Sun breath takes us up. Urdhva Hastasana, right back down. Uttanasana. Ardha Uttanasana, hopper step back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing. One breath. Breathe out. Right leg comes up. Without lifting your right hand, bring it through for Ajni Asana, crescent lunge. Arms come up. Exhale, arms come right back down. Continue at your exhale. Maybe you take 3-limbed pose here. Triyanga. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in. A breath out. Left leg comes up. Again, try not to sweep the leg forward. Can you lift it and place it? There's your crescent. Back down, exhale, continue the exhale. Look forward, Drishti. Upward facing dog is your inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath. Breathe out. We are going to add on to our sequence now. So right leg comes up. Bring it through, crescent. Now bring the left hand down, twist. This is your runner's lunge twist. So high to the back toes. I like to stretch through my toes here. And the way I do that is I really, really root in the ball of the foot. My right hip is slightly back. My left hip is up and I'm not dumping into that left shoulder. One more breath, breathe in. Breathe out and take your flow. Very simple. We're keeping it simple. And we're going more for that slow burn this morning. Inhale, left leg up. Bring it through. Crescent lunge. High to the back. Ball of the foot. Exhale, right hand plants. Take your runner's lunge twist. Again, I like to kind of move around in this pose. Really stretch through my Achilles. Send the left hip slightly back. Maybe your gaze goes up. Maybe it stays more towards the horizon. One more breath, breathe in. I see you. Exhale, drop the hand, continue the exhale. So you've been practicing a while, working on refining our practice, not just going through the same motions over and over again. Breathe in. Breathe out. We're creating heat. We're in this portion of our practice. So the breath is in and out of the nose. Right leg comes up. Breathe in. Bring it through. Crescent lunge. Now this time, see if you can go a little deeper in your crescent lunge. It's Let's take that Venus lock. So the Venus lock, the left thumb is on top of the right. And I'm really coming out of my low back. I'm not dumping there. I'm using my strong leg muscles to lift me up and then to lift me back. Breathe. Exhale, take the twisting Ajna Asana, crescent lunge. Breathe in. Breathe out. Can you go a little deeper in this pose? Breathe in. Breathe out. A little different way to get into running man. So heel toe your right foot out. We've already been here before in our lizard. Maybe you weren't active, so maybe lift the back knee up. Try the bind. If you took the bind before and you want to go further and rock that arm balance, come with me and we'll rock the arm balance. Wherever you're at, breathe in, pull the core in, and then breathe out. Right leg comes up high, inhale, exhale, drop it down. Send your feet as wide as the mat. Right hand comes outside of the left ankle, adding a nice twisting component here. Relax the face, the temple, the jaw muscles. Switch sides. Back to downward facing dog. Maybe you hop to your down dog. Left leg comes up. That's your inhale. Exhale. Try to drop the foot right between the hands without lifting the left hand. Okay, creating a little bit more refinement in our crescent lunge. So I have the foundation. The foundation starts in the feet and grows up from there with all of our standing postures and sequences. So once you have that foundation, you're hugging the hips to the midline here. Lift up and back. One more breath. And taking the side version or the twisting version of your, we've been here before. So honing in. So I'm warmer, so I'm going to bend my left knee a little bit more, but I'm careful that my left hip doesn't shoot out. We want more control of our poses, and the way we do that is we have to bring things back to the midline for the most part. So drop the left hand, heel toe the foot out. Here is your lizard or your dragon. If you took the bind, take the bind. If you want to practice flying, see if you can get your left calf on top of your left shoulder. And try the flight. Can you lift the left leg up high? And lower it down. Drop down to the knees, Ustrasana. Don't overthink it. Just go. Hands in the back pockets. Hip points get sent forward. My shoulders just open and they're down away from my ears. And I'm not squeezing my glutes. So this is my first one. I'm not going to hyperextend my neck here. And I'm not quite ready. Well, actually I am ready to take my fingers down to my heels. Take another breath in. Bottom of the exhale before you come out. Walk the hands out, downward facing dog, or maybe you need rabbit's pose. Sometimes I need that extra little expansion in my back. Downward facing dog. Okay, let's add on. Right leg comes up high. Inhale. Exhale, bring it through. Don't lift the right hand. Crescent. Twist your crescent here. One breath. Adding Skandasana here. Skandasana to the back, so bending the left knee. I like to make it more like fluid here. So mine, and then the right, and then the left. Mine is more like a Tai Chi or like I'm in water feel. Back to the front, and then find your lizard again, or your flying version of this pose. I'm gonna stay to the bind because the bind really stretches my shoulders. And I'm also really digging into my digestive tract here with this bent right knee. Take another breath. And prasarita, so forward fold, slightly pigeon toe the feet in. I will give everyone an opportunity to play. So let's take our hands to the outsides of the feet. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. So the bottom of the spine to the crown of the head. Exhale, forward fold. If you easily touch the mat with your head, heel toe your feet a little closer together. 5 breaths. Stay here or play here. You have a Sirsasana headstand in your practice. Here's an opportunity to take that. If you don't, stay here in this forward fold. You're getting the same therapeutic benefits, just not going as deep. One more breath. So I'm pulling up. I'm making this a very active pose. Pulling up through the soles of my feet as I'm pressing my feet down into the palms of my hands. Walk the hands forward, take a flow. I'm going to push right into downward facing dog. As I mentioned, my wrists are very sensitive right now. So I will wait here in down dog. If you're taking upward facing dog, make sure you don't cheat yourself that full, beautiful, big breath in. I think we roll through up dog a little too fast sometimes. All right, here we are. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left leg comes up. Inhale. Glom those hands down. Bring the leg through. Crescent lunge. Inhale. Arms come up. Add that Venus lock. Left over the right. Exhale. The arms come down. Here is your twisting runner's lunge or Parivrata Ajnasana. Twisting crescent lunge. Breathe in and breathe out. Find the bind. Heel toe the left foot to the outside of the mat. I'm taking the bind where my left finger and thumb just made a bracelet for my right wrist. And I'm stretching through my shoulders in a big way. One more breath in. One more breath out. Bottom of exhale before you move. Skandasana to the back and the front. You can use your hands, of course, or you can really try to use your core and add a little bit of strength to the posture. Come forward. And here you are. Take your flow. We skipped our wide forward fold to the back. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, roll over on the toes. Breathe in. Let's do a horse's breath here. Breathe out. I feel like that every day with this quarantine. Breathe in. Exhale, horse's breath. Breathe out. Look forward, step or hop, Utkatasana, chair pose. Sink down in your chair pose a little more than you normally would. So I'm pretty low here. Now I'm coming all the way down. Try it, hit your boat pose. And then can you come back up? I need to cross my ankles to come back up. Try not to use your hands. Chair, sink. Boat. Where's the strength in this pose? Draw the belly in, look up. Come back up, switch the crossing of the legs here. Chair. And lower down. Navasana boat. Smile. Back up to chair. Sink. Hands at heart center here. So digging the thumbs in, roll the shoulders away. Can you wiggle your toes? This is how you know the weight is really in the heels. And now let's come to the balls of the feet, strengthening our 8 ankles. Breathe in. We're in the fire, so let's stay in the fire here together. Breathe out. One more, breathe in. Breathe out, back to chair. We're not twisting our chair just yet. Extend the right leg back, press it, bring it forward. Hands stay at heart center for right now. Left leg back and forward. Right leg back and left leg back. Twisting Utkatasana, Parivrata. Right elbow outside of the left knee. Press your butt down. Look at your knee placement. And now press the top hand into the bottom hand just as much as you're pressing the bottom hand into the top hand. Take the gaze up. I am sweating. I am feeling this slow burn. But I'm not quite at my edge. So let's add to it. Let's open the book. Same thing here. Right leg comes back and forward. Left leg comes back and forward. One more time, each side. Maybe extend the leg a little further back. Staying here or practicing your side crow pose. Couple versions of side crow. I'm not going to take side crow because of my wrists. But your true side crow just has, in this particular pose, the right arm touching the outside of the left knee, and this left arm actually just floats. Again, like we just talked about, hugging everything back into the midline, bringing your elbows in towards your torso is going to give you a lot more support. So again, if you're taking it, you're already there, or attempting to be there. Take another breath, and we'll meet in a forward fold. Breathe in. Breathe out. Awesome. I see you guys. All right, forward fold. A little gorilla pose. Let's enter the fronts of our feet. And I'm going to massage my wrists here, my muscles in my thumb joints with my great toes. I'm dropping my head. Ease up on your knees. Bend your knees if you need to. Bend your knees. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. So release that. We'll come back to gorilla in a different way. Find your Utkatasana chair. Again, so if you've got the strength and the range of motion, take the arms over the head. Careful that this doesn't happen, where we sway back. Pull it in. Exhale, hands to heart center. And add the twist now towards the right. So left elbow finds the outside of that right leg. We press firmly into both hands, trying to bring the thumbs back to heart center. So find something to look at. My drishti is more at the horizon than it is up at the ceiling. So extending the left leg back, maybe look down and forward. Right leg back and forward. Left leg back, forward, right leg back, and forward. So again, play or stay. Practicing side crow. Maybe you're just practicing the mobility part. So the spine has to twist in order to get into side crow. The twist takes place in the spine and not the hips. So go ahead and play around here for, about 2 or 3 more breaths. And when you're ready, come out of the pose. Find that forward fold again, standing forward fold. Don't rush yourself coming out. The way I look at it is you've, built yourself up to this point, 30 minutes into practice. So if you're in it, stay in it, play around with it, and if you're ready to come out, or when you're ready to come out, come out. So gorilla pose, more the Ashtanga version of this pose. We're going to take the hands now behind the feet, entering through the heels. Hug your elbows in. So the elbows are actually finding those calves. Scoop the belly in. And when you have all of that, maybe you've got a soft bend in your knees. Drop the head. Maybe tuck the chin up. Maybe find the forehead to the shins. Breathe. One more breath. And coming out here. So Ardha Uttanasana, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Do that again. Ardha Uttanasana, half lift. Uttanasana, forward fold. Come all the way up, but come up slowly. So your arms weigh like 200 pounds each. Head is going to be the last thing to arrive. Roll the shoulders away. And let's get into some standing twists. So rooting into, let's mix it up. So let's root into the right foot and bring your left knee in towards the chest. A lot of times what we start doing is we start leaning back in this pose. So find all four corners of your right foot. Look at something that doesn't move. I will cue you. You don't have to look at me or look at your screen. Stay here and really try to focus. I find that my balance poses or balance series are directly related to what's going on in my world. If I'm pretty balanced, with work, with play, with self-love, with family time, friend time, husband time, then my standing series are pretty solid. If I'm working too much, if I'm playing too much, my balance is not all that. All right, full expression of Utthita Hasta Pada Gustasana. So hand to big toe. Extend the leg out, doesn't have to be straight. Keep the left, so you're pressing the left femur bone back into the left hip joint capsule here. If you want full expression, we open to the left and we take our gaze with our extended right arm to the right. Don't make it more than what it is. We have to pour the foundation, right, of a building before we can start to go up. So if you're a little rocky with your foundation, why are you moving past the pose? And then come out and do nothing but stand. Tadasana, mountain pose. I'm just observing what is going on. Nothing too complicated this morning. Stay on the right foot. And now we're going to add our twisting component to the same pose. So left knee comes up again. Right hand lifts up, breathe in, exhale, breathe out. Find the outside of the left leg. Again, twisting, digestive tract, stimulating our lymphatic system to work a little more effectively, pumping lymph through the body. Maybe you flex your left foot. Maybe you take your gaze to your left extended hand. Are you breathing? Personal practice, self-love, coming out. Warrior 3, yes, my right leg is burning. We can do this. Turn the toes down. Upward facing dog chest. Maybe extend the arms back, interlace. I want any shoulder love I can get, so I'm interlacing my hands. One more breath. Forward fold. Try not to lift the right leg up. That sensation is there, but it leaves pretty darn quick. So can you kind of sit with that sensation that you're personally experiencing? Inhale, flat back, spinal extension, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Let's sun breath it up. So big breath here, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart center. So my right foot didn't move at all, and I'm really proud of myself because a lot of times I cheat and start lifting that foot up because it's burning so bad. But I got through it. All right, left foot. Root down. Lift your arch up, but also think of all four corners of that left foot. 2 in the back, 2 in the front. Bring your right knee into your chest. Careful not to lift back or to lean left. This sometimes for me is just exactly what I need, but then there's other times that I need to refine my practice and I do need to go deeper. It's just making observations. So if you're ready and you want to go further, peace finger, right, extend to the right big toe, and again, driving that right femur bone back into the hip socket. Strongest joints in the body, hips. If you have the full expression, extend the left arm and extend the right leg in opposite directions. Drishti is our gaze. Okay, outward drishti is our focal point. Inward drishti can be your intention and your breath, or your breath. But we know this practice becomes mastered when we master our breath. End of story. It's not the poses, it's the breath. Bring the leg forward and just lower it down. Standing Tadasana, the mother of all of our standing poses right here. Breathe in for a breath. Breathe out. Same way to get into a different pose. Lift the right knee. Take this left hand. I like to think of lifting up through my spine, so I just kind of check myself here as long as I'm not hunching over. And now I take my left hand outside of my right foot. I'm still very mindful of my movement. I'm observing what's going on in my body. Drawing right femur bone back into the right hip joint. Maybe take the gaze over the right hand. And you know what, guys? If you fall out, so is it like that big of a deal? It's really not. Just come back. There's a lot more things in life that can and are big deals. This really isn't one of them. One more breath. Pull the belly button in. Mula Bandha. Think of the bandhas. The energy locks. Lock them in. All right, warrior 3, Virabhadrasana 3. Oh, my left leg is burning. Toes face down. Open the chest. Maybe airplane the arms out. Maybe take them over your head. I've been working on this one because I don't like it. Breathe in. Breathe all the way out. Exhale. And forward fold without a lot of reaction or no reaction. What we do and learn about ourselves on our mats really, really can affect what we do and learn about ourselves off of our mats. I am still working on what I know about myself on my mat and just being a little kinder, my personal relationship with myself, saying no, being okay being alone, not overworking my body, being okay with a little bit of boredom here and there, not taking things personally, and detaching. One more breath in your forward fold. Come into chair one more time, and we will have a seat. So again, working on that chair boat transition. If you need the help of your hands, use them, or your dog or cat, or any other live thing in your home. And take your boat pose. Maybe the knees stay bent. I like to think of my sitting bones, my ischium bones, as rocking chairs. So right now I'm behind the rocking chair, right? So let's work a little bit of core here and take some yogi bicycle. So let's go 8, a little more twisting, 7, stay upright like you're in chair, 6. I think these are harder than lying back. 5, 4, breathe. 2, and 1. Low boat or canoe. Turn the toes out. Draw the belly button in like you're scooping your belly. And now, no boat. Arms overhead where we began. Let's take that pose. So supta, lying, baddha, bound, konasana, angle. Arms overhead. I love this expression because it stretches my shoulders. Maybe you take your hands to your hips or your belly and just feel your natural breath. Not manipulate the breath here, just make it natural. Two more breaths. One more breath. Breathe in. And then let's breathe out of the mouth. Maybe take that horse's breath again, or maybe it's a lion's breath this time. Attention gazes up towards the third eye center. I just checked our time, so we have about 8 more minutes. Wind removing pose, Pavana Mutkatasana. So extend, let's switch it up. Let's extend our right leg and bring our left knee into the chest, and then stir the pot here. Tuck the chin down. I love this pose, or series of poses. And then reverse the pot stirring here. We're going into a recline twist. So we talked a little bit about refining your practice. This is one way that I'm refining mine. I'm not just going into it from here. I'm actually lifting my hips up and sending them over to the left just a little bit. Why do I do that? I'm keeping my spine completely straight with integrity, and there's not that unilateral, really is what it is, a curve in the spine. So my spine is straight as I begin to take my left knee outside of my right space here. Now my left shoulder just lifted up, so I'm going to come back out of the pose, extend my left arm, and now begin. We're not here as long as we would be like in yin Tuesday night. We'll be spending some time in this recline pose. There's always more in a pose, but there's always less. So you know yourself better than anybody will or does. So maybe take the offering of cat pulling its tail here. We have 5 more breaths, so we could bend our right knee and then hugging that right heel into the right glute, feeling this amazing quad stretch. I'm stretching the right side of my neck here. Or I like this version as well. My right knee, or my left knee is down, but I'm taking my right knee and I'm pressing my leg a little further. So I'm just adding some weight, really enhancing this spinal twist here. And taking my right hand outside of my left knee. One more breath, feeling the chest rise and fall. Back in through center. For sake of time here, choosing shoulder stand or plow in the middle of this recline series. I'm going for plow. I'm feeling like I need more stretch right now than I need strength. So you choose Halasana or Sarvangasana. Both have the neck completely straight, and we've got a little space under our chin to allow expansion of the chest, and just to know that you're not exclusively on your neck. You want that shoulder girdle to be part of your support here. Again, any opportunity I can right now to stretch my shoulders. So I am interlacing my hands, my palms are touching, and I'm taking that Venus lock, so the left, my personal female power, my left thumb is on top. Our detoxing happens naturally every day to maintain homeostasis and balance. What a detox yoga class can offer is not only heating the body and then maybe being in an environment that's hot, but also revving up our respiratory system, our circulatory system, our digestive system through the twists, and our lymphatic system through inversions. And whether you chose shoulder stand or plow, they are both wonderful, beautiful inversions. So coming out of plow or shoulder stand, mindfully, and then we come into the other side. So let's extend our right leg. Nope, just kidding. Extend your left leg, bring your right knee in. And I stir my pot here. I'm not manipulating my foot at all. I'm just letting it be natural. And again, as I go into this recline twist, I'm lifting my hips, I'm bringing them over to the right, and I'm beginning the process of expanding in my lumbar area of my back, my weight-bearing discs, my weight-bearing vertebrae. Soften your face. It's not that big of a deal. Don't make it bigger than what it is. Maybe take the gaze over to the right. If you took cat pulling its tail here, it's kind of a fun little thing to try. Tuck the chin down. I just caught myself tensing up in my jaw and in my shoulders. And if you liked the pressure, which I like, this is more passive for me. I've got my left knee on the outside of my right ankle, and it's just allowing that leg to be more passive. I'm just adding weight. Again, trying to keep both shoulder blades down onto the mat. All that's doing is enhancing the twist in the spine. It's not wrong if you pop the shoulder out, like right now my shoulder's up, but it's just a different expression of the same pose. 2 more breaths. One more breath. And as you come out, you're bringing any creative balance or sattva back to the body. Maybe you windshield wiper the legs. Set yourself up for success as you enter your final resting pose here, Shavasana. Again, I've mentioned I'm on my tile floor with my thickest mat. I've got my Manduka Pro, but I still feel my spine down onto the mat, and it's a little uncomfortable, so it takes me out of experiencing Shavasana, which is our most important pose. This is where the growth and the magic happens. So set yourself up for success. We have 2 minutes here. Just allow your legs to splay out as naturally and normally as possible. Maybe the palms are facing down here. Maybe they're facing up. But there's nothing else here left to do. Except just be. You've done the yoga. Just notice what comes up for you. Okay, we're going to end here. I'd like to take this opportunity for you to stay as long as you can stay. Can you stay 5 more minutes? Can you stay 10 more minutes? And I'll end where we began with one of my favorite quotes, Diane von Furstenberg. The most important relationship in your life is the one with yourself. Because no matter what happens, you will always be with yourself. Powerful words. We wear a lot of masks in our lives. So the most important relationship your entire life is the one that you have with yourself. Let's draw our hands at our heart center where all begins. The divine, the light, the humility, the genuinity, and the love that exists within me. I see that same in all 3 of you here this morning. So soon enough, we'll be back in a real studio again. But for the time being, let's just honor our place and be the best versions of ourselves that we can be today. So Let's end class together by saying together, Namaste. Namaste, everyone. We'll keep the platform open. I would love anything that you'd like to see with this class moving forward. Just let me know anything you like more of, less of, what you liked, what you didn't like, because that's how I grow, is learning from all of you. So thank you all.
Thanks, Jodi.
Thank you.